Hello everybody, I am Lucas, and ever since Periphery came out with their new song from Periphery 4, Hellstand, Blood Eagle, I've been obsessed with it. That is now my ringtone. The opening riff is great for practicing your palm mutes. It's really good for your picking hand, and I listen to it constantly. And in listening to it constantly, I found that this song is really interesting because the lyrics tell a complete story, but the music itself doesn't follow a typical verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus type of structure that's in a lot of songs. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to break down the video and the song itself, and I'm going to talk about the different sections and talk about some of the different stuff that I found along the way. So to give you context on this, the very last thing chronologically that we heard from Periphery was Loon. That is the last song on Periphery 3. Now this is the very next thing that we've heard from them. Now Loon was it's one of their best songs they've ever written. It's very beautiful, but this is the very next thing that we hear from them. Yes, it is great. It is extremely heavy. A lot of people were happy that this song came out versus the single. It's super heavy and it's great. Now, this opening riff right here, this lasts from about the very beginning of the song to about 19 seconds in. And I've dubbed this just the intro. I'm going to put all of the different sections and all the different things in the description down below. I'm not going to really put it up on the screen because it'll kind of clutter it as we're going along. So, like I said, up to 19 seconds or so, that's kind of the intro, and then I've dubbed this riff, this little section, I've dubbed that the Deathcore riff, because you find that a lot in Deathcore music. You'll have a press in the first fret, and you have a lot of dissonance going on with some of the open strings going on, and that lasts up till 19, and right after 19 we have, this is where the lyrics kick in, this is when Spencer kicks in. It's actually a thumbnail of the video. This is where Spencer kicks in, and this lasts till 33. And if I didn't say it earlier, this is section A. This is what I've deemed this section. The little deathcore riff type of riff that goes on in the intro, I've deemed that section A. Now this next little section right here, this kind of functions as a pre-chorus. I deem this as section B because we have a shift from section A and we're going into section B, and this one lasts to about 50 seconds. I'm kind of going to skip ahead so that way this video doesn't drag on forever. So section B plays up right there, and then at 51 seconds, this is when section C hits in. I kind of deem this a chorus. Let me just let play. Background vocals in here sound really cool. I deem this kind of like a chorus because it's the same kind of riff. It's big and it's fat and it's extended over a period of time. I'm deeming it as a chorus even though it technically isn't. So like I said, this is section C, the chorus. Now this lasts till about 120, and then when 120 hits, we have section A is going to come back again, the deathcore riff. Okay, deathcore riff kicks in, then right at 135 we have another section shift, and at 135 this kicks in. It's just going to be section D is what I deemed it. So for section D, it's kind of like an altered verse. So you kind of have another verse going on, but I called it altered because, like I said before, it's technically not a verse. Now at this part right here, some cool little stuff going on in the video. This part lasts from 153 to 227. I call this section E. So it's sort of like it's the clean middle section of the song, and I deemed it it's kind of like it functions kind of like a verse right here. I call it the Meshuggah verse because Meshuggah has a lot of stuff like this. I think on Nothing, they did their album Nothing, they had a section like this where it's real quiet, you got a lot of toms, you got a lot of little guitar work going on. This also reminds me of Nolly's song that he did off of Periphery's Clear, that little EP album where they all did their own individual little songs. It's a really cool album, by the way. That kind of reminds me of the verse in his song for Nolly. And this lasts from 153 to 227 before it shifts. Let me just skip ahead a little bit. Now from 228, when this section hits, the section before this was section E. I'm sorry, I didn't keep up with the lettering. This was section E. So after that, this part right here is section F. So this kind of functions as a verse again, but it's more upbeat and it's more energetic than what we had in the clean section. And this lasts all the way to 258. Let me skip ahead a little bit, and here we go. I was born, waiting for the sound, for the abandoned children of Christ, the midways away on the show. Pour out the tide of Valkyrie. And when Spencer says, pour out the tide of Valkyries, that section is going to be section G, which I've dubbed the Juggernaut type of chorus, because it sounds a lot like from the Incident off of Juggernaut. This whole section right here has a Juggernaut type feeling, which is really nice because they're blending different things that they've done before. And it functions as a chorus because it's one of the longer sections of the second movement, if you want to call it, since we hit that quiet section. So it's one of the longer movements that we have, and it's nice, it's big, it's fat, it's open. It's a nice good contrast to that heavy section we had before. And this section lasts all the way to 344, so let's skip ahead a little bit. Now, all through this part, this is going to be Misha's solo. I think this section H. Now, this section is actually really insane. It's a very Alan Holdsworthy type of solo. Plenty of pull-offs. He has some tapping going on in there. I think he has some sweeps at one point. So, he has some alternate picking going on. Some bends. He literally has everything, almost everything you can do as a guitarist right there. So, that is, Misha's solo is going to be section H. Now section I, which is coming out of the solo, that is going to be called Mark's Riff, because this is what it's actually been called by Nolly and by the band. So if Nolly actually did a mixing video on some of the stuff he did for this song, and in the very top in the markers he deemed this Mark's Riff. So this is a super nasty, scrapey riff. It's really, really great. And this lasts till 426, by the way. And then after 426, we're going to shift, at 427, we're going to shift to a different section. Here it comes, right here. We come for war! So, lyrically, we're visiting the very beginning when we had on section A with that deathcore riff. Lyrically, we're visiting that, but musically, this is the first time something actually repeats. So toward the very end of the song is the first time, I'm sorry, it's the second time that something repeats. We had the deathcore riff that repeated from 120 to 135 in section A. This section, I've dubbed it D prime, because it's the second time we hear this section around again, but it's altered again, because you have some little bit of lyrics on it, and this one lasts actually a really long time. It's from 427 to 512 it lasts. And I'm not going to skip to right here. You have let me just let it play. So you have those same lyrics that you had before. They're altered a little bit. And this is the extension of, this is why I call it D prime. Because this very extension out here, it's a little bit different than what we had when we were farther up. The first time we heard D. Like this section right here, this is all new stuff.
We come for war!
And that section right there, when he screams, "We come for war," that is, it can technically be labeled, it's A again, but it technically can be labeled A prime because the guitar works a little bit different. You have the deathcore riff, but they do kind of a little things toward the beginning. And Spencer right here at the very end, it sounds really awesome. Watch, just listen. That scream, that part right there, that's like, that gives me chills when that happens. That's like the apex of the song right there when he does that. It sounds so damn cool. It's we finally, that's the pinnacle of the song. That's the apex of the song right there. It's freaking awesome. I want that on a shirt. I want a P and I want an eagle flying out with "We Come for War" on it. That'd be like the best shirt ever. Anyway, that's actually the end of the section because it just plays out on the deathcore riff. If you want to deep, that's A prime. And the song actually just fades out from there. So that is going to wrap it up for my breakdown of Blood Eagle. I hope you enjoyed it. This is the first time I've actually done something like this for a song. I really liked doing this because the song itself, like I said earlier, lyrically, it tells a full story. Lyrically, it has its sections. It's very coherent lyrically. It's really cool. And then musically, it tells a story, but it doesn't go, like I said, it doesn't go verse, chorus, bridge. It jumps all over the place. It has different sections, but they're all so cohesive in the same right, which is really awesome because you don't see that. I mean, a lot of progressive bands do that. They'll jump around and go all over the place. But I thought this song was very interesting because it didn't have many parts that repeated. Anyway, if you liked liked me breaking down this video, don't forget to leave me a like. Also, if you want me to do some more videos like this, let me know. Which songs would you like me to break down? Let me know in the comments down below. Oh, also don't forget to click that subscribe button so you can get some more cool stuff. And that is gonna wrap it up for me. I'm gonna have to be out. Peace.